In Pit Lane, proudly brought to you by Online Invent, websites, digital marketing, and custom software.
Yes, hello everybody and welcome once again to a brand new season of In Pit Lane, coming to you live from the studios of RMIT here in Grand Prix City Melbourne. Yes, we're back. Special online only edition of the program this week on the In Pit Lane YouTube channel. Next week we will be back right across Victoria on the on Channel 31 at the new time slot, 9:30 Thursday nights. And joining me in that time slot, as he will every week, is of course my colleague in motorsport. He is Mr. Craig Doc Gladigo.
Thank you, Brett Ramsey. What an introduction. That was absolutely brilliant. And how great is it? Wonderful to be back. It just seems like eternity, hasn't it? We've been away.
It has been. It's certainly been a long time. We've had a bit of a break. Now, joining us on the program a little bit later on, we're going to catch up with Formula Ford driver, fresh from racing on the weekend at Morgan Park in Queensland. Valentino Astuti will be joining us on the program as well. And Alicia Francesca is going to be joining us with friends for some live music a little bit later on in the show. Stay tuned for that, but it has been a massive weekend of motorsport and it doesn't look like getting any quieter over the next few hours. But let's check out what's happening now in the In Pit Lane Motorsport News.
I'm back. They must have forgot me already. Reigning Bathurst 1000 champion Lee Holdsworth will retire from full-time supercars driving at the end of the 2022 season. Citing a desire to spend more time with his family and the pursuit of a new career path, Holdsworth said he will look to secure an endurance co-driving role for 2023. Holdsworth's decision now clears the way for young New Zealand driver Matt Payne to join the Grove Racing team alongside David Reynolds for 2023.
And a pre-race penalty for a power unit change made little difference to Max Verstappen, who stormed through the field to take a dominant win at the Belgian Grand Prix at the famous Spa-Francorchamps circuit. Yes, it was a bit quicker, Pete. First, Verstappen led home teammate Sergio Perez as Red Bull dominated the race. Carlos Sainz was the first of the Ferraris in third place. Australian driver Daniel Ricciardo started the race in 7th position on the grid, but fell back to eventually finish 15th, 2 places behind his teammate Lando Norris. Verstappen will clearly be on a high as the teams move straight to his home Grand Prix at Zandvoort this weekend.
Australian driver Jack Doohan has won his first Formula 2 championship over the weekend. Doohan used the undercut to take the lead from series leader Felipe Drugovich. Kiwi driver Liam Lawson was third. Doohan's victory lifts him up to 4th in the championship, but Drugovich is still well out in front, 43 points ahead of Teo Porcher, who failed to score any points in this round.
Well, it's been a busy few weeks out at Sandown. First it was the Victorian State Round, then the glitz and glamour of a supercars event. Things were a little more quiet last weekend, but that didn't mean that the track was empty. It was a weekend of grassroots motorsport that included a 6-hour endurance race with a difference.
Good luck, guys.
It's not the Sandown 500, it's definitely not Le Mans, but it's endurance on a whole other scale. The Tampered Motorsport Sandown Enduro was one half of a weekend of affordable racing by the team at Tampered Motorsport. Run by well-known former Winton identity Adam Ronk, Tampered Motorsport aims to make motorsport more affordable for the average competitor.
This is basically an event that is designed to be an entry level into the motorsport events and Lemons events. It's very low level, no cages required. This sort of attire, like it's no race suits or anything, obviously wear a helmet. But it's all designed to be entry level in, a 6-hour enduro, stopping every hour to refuel, so there's no hot refueling, and all just entry level fun type of racing.
Michael Hopp is a local racer well known for his time in improved production cars at the Victorian Championship level. He's become a big supporter of these events and was out at Sandown to test his latest Suzuki for local production car events like the Bathurst 6 Hours.
This is our first shakedown of the AZ Turbo. It's going to be a Class D car in the production car racing. And yeah, this is just a chance to give it a bit of a shakedown, just get an idea of how this thing handles and what it's like. I know it's in road trim spec, so it's definitely not in race trim spec, but it just gives us the opportunity to just see what it's capable of.
Rules are pretty simple to encourage competitors to run their road cars and keep costs under control.
You can run it as you like. Look, recommended that because it's such a long race to maybe upgrade your brake pads. You know, go to a Project Mu, or we run a WinMax. So you definitely need to look at the brake pads. You know, standard pads won't last. You know, you'll fry them in about 3 laps. So basically just upgrade your brake pads, or if you've got drums on the back, get some better material for your shoes and go racing. Grab a helmet, go racing, long sleeve, long pants, covered shoes, and away you go.
The formula seems to be working, with Tampered Motorsport events growing in popularity among grassroots racers.
We actually had to end up cutting our events back because we were running, was it early last year? Yeah, we ran 3 days in a row at 100 cars a day. So they're very, very big events, lots of interest in them. We were running up to 140 cars a day, but we had to pull it back because people just weren't getting enough track time. So it's pretty solid, and it's just continuing on and on with what it's doing. The budget enduros are growing every time we run one, so this is our biggest event we've had. We've got 11 cars. It's not huge, but obviously 6 drivers per car means there's 60 odd drivers getting around. And one thing I will say is that 10 of the entries are new, and we've sort of had that each time. So once we get all of those entries together on the track at once, we'll have 30 odd cars, and it'll be an awesome event. So we're not far off that.
In pit lane, watch it.
Well, while Sandown may still be operating in the short term, things aren't as bright up north in New South Wales. The Benalla Auto Club yesterday confirmed the indefinite closure of Wakefield Park. The Goulburn track's been hit by a New South Wales Land and Environment Court ruling which restricted the track to no more than 30 days worth of racing per year. According to the Benalla Auto Club, that makes the circuit simply not viable. The closure of Wakefield means that there's now only one full-time race circuit in the whole of New South Wales, Sydney Motorsport Park.
It's been another busy weekend of international motorsport, so let's check out all the winners with the in-pit lane international wrap.
Australian Matt Campbell has strengthened his lead in the IMSA North American Sports Car Championship with another win, this time at Virginia Raceway. The win to Campbell and French teammate Matteo Jaminet gives them a massive 265-point lead in the fight for the GTD crown. In NASCAR, Austin Dillon survived this huge pile-up as rain hit the track to win at Daytona and make his way through to the end-of-season playoffs. Dillon led home teammate Tyler Reddick with Austin Cedric third. The DTM returned to the Nürburgring for 2 races, with BMW driver Sheldon van der Linde leading home his brother Kelvin to win race 1. Sunday's race saw a victory to the Mercedes of Lucas Stoltz, his first win in the series. Sheldon van der Linde now leads the championship by 21 points over Lamborghini driver Mirko Bortolotti. And the Nissan Z of Kazuki Hiramaini and Bertrand Baguette charged from last position to first to take the win at the latest round of the Super GT held at Suzuka. In the GT300 class, the Good Smile AMG Mercedes of Nobuteru Taniguchi and Tatsuya Kataoka came through for its first win in 5 years. And for more news and ongoing discussion on all the latest local and international motorsport, join us live for Full Course Yellow this Thursday night at 9 p.m. on YouTube, Facebook and possibly now Twitch. And that's the In-Pit Lane news for the week commencing Monday, August 29th, 2022. We'll have more news next week. We're going to go to a break right now, but when we come back, we're going to be joined by our special guest, Formula Ford racer Valentino Astuti. You're watching In-Pit Lane. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Get the phone ringing for your business with website development and SEO services from Online Invent. Visit onlineinvent.com.au.
Yes, thank you very much to Online Invent and to Roy, who's made it possible for us to come back for a new season. As I said, we will be back on Channel 31 next week on Thursday night, but we will be coming to you live every week on the In Pit Lane YouTube channel. We've got some technical stuff at the moment.
Yeah, Energizer Buzzy's decided to go.
The Energizer, yes, the Energizer Bunny is
just needs
conked
recharging.
out. Yes, needs. He's got Mixo.
Go get some solar panels in for the Energizer Bunny then. Anyway,
there you go. We've got a load. This is all the new technology. We've got a whole lot of new technology, a whole lot of new people.
I was going to say we've got some nice, beautiful screenshots from some of your work overseas.
This is This is from Le Mans, from when Melissa and I went to Le Mans all those years ago. Got some shots from the pits, and there's some other stuff there. A lot of them from Melissa, from her various journeys over there. And,
they look even better blown up.
And myself, they do. They look good. It's the first time I've seen them like that. But yeah, we thought we'd throw these up. If you're a motorsport photographer out there and you're watching us right now, and you would like to feature your shots on the backdrop each week, just contact us at In Pit Lane, the show at In Pit Lane. And so your email address, and we can throw up some shots in the background over the next few weeks, over the next 13 weeks.
Good to see some maybe some different circuits as well too, some local, international circuits.
some bikes, some cars, some drag racing, some speedway, whatever you've got. Yes, all the good stuff. So we're just getting some technical stuff done. I've got.
You know how hard it is to find a pack of batteries these days?
No,
in a television studio.
Nyla's just putting there. Nyla's the technical wizard who is now being technical and putting in batteries.
Absolutely.
He's in his third year of university to get to do this.
Yeah.
Second year. Hang on, you told us that. Boy, we got conned. No wonder the batteries went dead. He's only in his second year, for
Imagine
God's
what
sake.
he could do in his third year.
Oh, in his third year? My God, he could run the world.
Absolutely. He could be Prime Minister and have a whole lot of portfolios.
He could have many portfolios. He's walking around with a pole right now, which worries me a great deal. Okay.
It's only plastic.
Now, of course, one part of In Pit Lane every single week is, of course, our live music. And joining us tonight is Alicia Francesca and friends. And they're going to play the first song. They're also going to take us out a little bit later on in the program, take us out for the end credits. But right now, yes, I can hear you, Shane. Right now, we are going to hear from the band. And this is Elisha Francesca. And the song is Fortitude. Alicia Francesca.
Butterflies, butterflies, fly away. I never meant for you to come across my way. There's a feeling inside that's controlling my mind. I wanna leave it behind. In my darkest hour, when I feel all alone, the fear is overwhelming, it's much too strong. I'm getting older now, nothing in the world is gonna stop me. This feeling I'm still breathing, I know there's a reason. Do you have someone to look up to? Do you ever pray for fortitude? Yesterday is just not me. Not sure I was the girl I was supposed to be. I kept pushing aside, hiding what's deep inside. I wanna leave it behind. In my darkest hour when I feel all alone. The fear is overwhelming, it's much too strong. I'm getting older now, nothing in the world is gonna stop me. This feeling I'm still breathing, I know there's a reason. Do you have someone to look up to? Have you ever prayed for fortitude? Do you have someone to look up to? Have you ever prayed for fortitude? Thank you.
That was Alicia Francesca and Fortitude. And that's from the... Now, is it Thoughts and Feelings or Thoughts Feelings?
Thoughts and feelings.
It is Thoughts and Feelings. That's Felicia's CD. And let's see. We'll test our new camera up there. We'll get in there, and that's the CD there. Thoughts and Feeling. And where can people get hold of this, Alicia?
It's on all digital platforms, but they can find it through my website.
Oh, I
Look,
cut
we got there. What Alicia was saying was,
it. Everyone's doing their best Marcel Marceau.
okay, so they were there, but we'll give you the details of that a little bit later on. So we're just getting ready for that.
Oh, well,
we'll
look,
give
that looks
Doc,
good.
I think Doc's got that now.
I'm going to go. That's in my collection.
That's in his collection.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how we
No
pay.
one's
That's how we
watching.
pay him. That's how we pay him. Okay, now so I will just find out from the people who are in charge of the people who are in charge of this particular production, where they want, if the band would like to hang around, because we're going to when we come back, we're going to be joined with our special guest, and that is Valentino Astuti, to talk all things Formula Ford. So if you guys, the band, would like to take a seat for a few moments, and we'll have you back a little bit later on to take us out at the end of the program. Okay, so are we ready? Can we get Shane? Are we ready to go for the next segment? Okay, I'm the miracle of modern technology.
Has he got his batteries in too?
He's got his batteries in. I've got my batteries in.
That's right. We're just going to get Valentino's batteries ready, and we're all guns blazing.
Okay, I'll let them know. Thanks, James. Thanks for that. We just got some. Your gear has been moved into a safer position because it was out in the. So it's safe. But we'd like to thank you for the donation.
Yeah.
Okay, when you're ready.
Probably all got new guitars in it by now, if you're lucky. Merry Christmas.
Okay, we're ready to go for the next segment. So whenever you're ready, whenever Anthony's ready, whenever Shane's ready, whenever we're ready, linesmen, ball boys, let's go. Let's do this.
US Open.
Get the phone ringing for your business with website development and SEO services from Online Invent. Visit onlineinvent.com.au.
And lots of young drivers in Formula Ford. But of course, what makes any young driver stand out anywhere around the world is not large amounts of money. It's not incredible talent. It's a really cool Italian name. Are we going to do that again? See, I was on a roll there, and it's just okay. Okay, no worries. We're just resetting some audio.
We'll reset our accents as well. It's a Valentino.
No.
No. That's my worst one.
No worries.
You probably get that all the time, don't you? No?
Sometimes, yeah.
I was going to say for the...
Yeah, sometimes.
Oh, with the name like
Grandpa jokes.
Yeah.
Valentino.
Okay, Welcome back to In Pit Lane. Well, Formula Ford is one of the great development categories of the world. It's been successful for well over 50 years right now. And of course, the secret to success in motorsport for young drivers everywhere is not just great experience in Formula Ford. It's not large amounts of money from rich fathers. It's not even success at the highest level. It's having a really cool Italian name. I mean, just think of it. Fabrizio Giovanardi, Alberto Ascari, and our guest tonight, please welcome Valentino Astuti. Valentino, welcome to the program.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Now, the first thing we need to ask you, you're fresh off of the latest Formula Ford round, the National Series up at Morgan Park. Before we found out how you did, what was your impressions of Morgan Park?
Oh, I mean, rocking up to the track, it's like having a look at the layout. It's just amazing, you know, like really tough track to race around for sure. But, you know, putting a lap together in qualifying is just like really cool, you know, like.
So
really
can you compare it to anything? Because it's one of those tracks, I mean, that really, has been under, because it doesn't have any of the really big meetings, but it's getting it's slowly developing. They're slowly adding on and improving each time. And I've heard nothing but good things about it.
Yeah, like going there and seeing the track, it's, you know, it looks like it should be really good. And like building up at Sydney there, not far away, they look like they've done a lot of work. So hopefully that can move on to Morgan Park.
So how did you do on the weekend? What was your weekend like?
So yeah, it was first time at the track, so I had to learn it quite quick before quali. I did get up into P2 in quali, and then just finished roughly around there, 4th and 5th during the races.
So how long have you been racing in Formula Ford now? I mean, you haven't been like for years and years. I mean, how old are you?
I'm 19 now.
19.
Teenager.
Yeah. So when did you start? You obviously came out of karting.
Yes, so I finished karting in 2018, and then I did a bit of Formula Ford last year, but we didn't get to do much because of COVID. And then this is my first proper go at the championship, I'd say.
Speaking of last year, a little bit of Formula Ford. Motor racing has its ups, its downs, its sideways, arounds, turns and twirls and twirls. Had a little bit of an accident where you decide to go over the top of another car rather than going around it on a particular track there last year, maybe Wakefield, another one up north.
Yeah.
How'd that go, mate? Bit of a scare?
Yeah, a bit of a scare, but you know, it's at the end of the day, it is racing, and you do have no regrets when you're on the track. You know, that's just what happens sometimes, I guess, and you move on. Did
you come up all right? A sore shoulder or something as well, though, too? Is that completely healed?
Yeah, so I had a bit of a sore shoulders and a little bit on the back, but from like the belts and stuff, but it's just healed up, yeah.
What do you take away from a crash like that? I mean, obviously, you know, you change your driving style a little bit to not put yourself in that position again, or watch someone. I think they might have braked a little bit earlier that day than what you realise. What do you take away from the crash that you could do differently before, especially with the spinning around and how safe those cars are?
Well, yeah, you build on your racecraft, I'd say, and your you adjust your driving style a bit. You know, you drive a bit more smart, and you know, you just fine tune like how you really take a race and how you pass people and all that type of stuff.
Do you have to build your awareness of the drivers in front of you around you?
Yeah, you know, you make it like, you know, you make smart moves instead of, you know, putting yourself in a risky spot, and yeah.
You came out of karting. I mean, what's the difference? What's the transition like coming out of karting? I mean, what were you able to take from the world of karting into Formula Ford, and what was it that you had to go, no, I've got to relearn everything again. That's not going to work here.
Well, definitely no contact, no rubbing bumpers in open wheelers. That definitely doesn't work. But I think you do learn a majority of your racecraft starting in karts. So I started very young when I was 7. So. You learn quite a bit along the way.
What's the long-term plan?
I think V8 would be a good goal. Yeah.
Is that that seems to be the default now for all of the young drivers who come on the program? I mean, but as we've seen at the moment, I mean, we've seen today Lee Holdsworth stepping aside, and really, I mean, he's stepping aside because probably there was they're desperate to get young Matt Payne into that car for next year. There's a real backlog of really talented young drivers running around in Super 2 at the moment, let alone other categories. So are you looking at expanding the horizon a bit and perhaps looking at things like TCR, Trans Am, or even going overseas and looking at GT racing or the Asian Le Mans, things like that?
I mean, all those do sound really good. They're like, a bunch of categories that you're like, oh, like it'd be awesome to drive that. But, you do need a lot of budget to especially go overseas. So, being with Sonic, and Maria and Michael there, even looking into some Porsche categories could be a bit of an option.
Well, that's it. I mean, they've got, they're not just running. We know them, Mike Ritter and the team there have been running Formula Ford for years, but they're now very heavily involved and very successful in Carrera Cup racing. So, is that have you discussed that sort of long term, or is it too early in the piece to be doing that right now?
Probably a bit early to be talking about all that. Still, probably just main focus right now would still be the Formula Ford, but yeah, it could be a good pathway to go down.
You're with the Sonic Racing Group at the present time. It's obviously on your race gear as well, though, too. Congratulations on that. What do you think that advantage has with being a team like that, with the resources they have, rather than just being a smaller independent with, just throwing some tyres on the weekend? You probably can't talk highly enough of the group that you're with.
Oh yeah, I mean, like Maria and Michael run like such a big show, like, especially having Formula Ford and Porsches, it's a big task to handle and to execute perfectly as they do, racing away like every weekend, when we go racing with them, it's just amazing. You can really focus on what you have to do as a driver. Maria's really organised with everything that she does, and it really gives you all the right tools to give you a good shot at like winning pretty much every race. And
on that shot as well, though, too, it's not just close racing on the circuit at the moment, it's also close racing in the points as well, too. We're talking about our mate Jordan as well, too, who was on the program earlier this year. There's a few of yous in the thing. You're going to have to find that edge in the next, obviously, race coming up soon. What do you think that's going to be?
I mean, like, toward looking at the championship, probably take it just, race by race, and just gather good points where you can. But it is very close between all the competitors. Everyone's really still got a shot. There's still plenty of points.
Well, we'll find out more about the plans for the future and a little bit more about the rest of this season when we come back after this break. But we're going to take a break right now here on In Pit Lane. And when we come back, we'll have more from Valentino Astuti, but we'll also have more music from Alicia Francesca as well. You're watching In Pit Lane here on the In Pit Lane YouTube channel, and coming next Thursday, once again, on Channel 31, 9:30 at the new time, 9:30, Tuesday nights, live and free to air right across Melbourne on Channel 31. Don't go away, we'll be right back.
Get the phone ringing for your business with website development and SEO services from Online Invent. Visit onlineinvent.com.au.
Okay, welcome back to In Pit Lane, and yes, thanks once again to Online Invent for their support of In Pit Lane. Our guest tonight is Valentino Astuti. He's fresh from the Formula Ford Championship round last week at Morgan Park. Now, what's the plans for the rest of the year, Valentino? What's your next round, and how many rounds have you got to go?
So we got Tail and Bend up next, midway through September. So that'll be the next round, and then Sydney is the last round after that. So only 2 more.
What do you do for your downtime? Because obviously it's important, when you're at the track and before and your preparation and that. But how do you keep fit? What do you do in your spare time? What are other interests? What do you use in your downtime, Valentino?
Well, to keep fit, I do play a little bit of basketball. I do try and use my height where I can.
He's very tall.
Yeah, he is very, you've got the Mark Webber problem, haven't you? I mean, that's probably why the career in Formula One might be out of the door. They're going to have to build a special car for you. How tall are you?
6'3".
I think that's a slight.
I'm not sure. Mark's a little. I think Mark is actually a little bit shorter than that. Not much, but they had trouble squeezing him in. So you definitely need that supercar space.
And healthy eating, other exercise as well, though, too, for your Valentino.
Yeah, do a bit of weightlifting, and try to do like some sort of driver training, where I can. Don't really have a sim, so I can't really do some sim training,
Thomas Randall's up the road. We'll have to look after him.
Yeah, have a talk to our mate Tom Randall. I mean, he's got.
Doesn't need his sim racer anymore.
Yeah. He's got the real thing. Well, he's going. He just is over in New Zealand at the moment, preparing for Pukekohe with running around in the Toyota 86 over there. So, but yeah, he's got a sim. Is that something you think is going to become necessary? I mean, as you move further into the sport, is the sim now become sort of a major part of any driver's arsenal?
Well, you do see a lot of drivers getting into sim racing, with iRacing and all that. I think it does help you, like if you had to say learn a new track and however, but yeah, I mean, yeah.
Well, we wish you good luck for the rest of the year and for the future. So where are you lying in the championship at the moment?
Second.
So I mean,
Equal second, isn't it? 67 points or something like that, I think. Yeah.
No, it's
no, higher.
Bit of a gap to first and bit of a gap to third.
Oh, good
So,
stuff.
yeah.
Keep
well,
that.
we wish you all the best anyway, and good luck with for the rest of the year. But for now, Valentino Astuti, grazie in pit lane.
Thank you.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
show off.
Oh yes, I can say thank you in 25 languages.
I was going to say, you can take him, if people say you can't take him anywhere, you can take him everywhere.
The frightening thing is I can also order a Bacardi and Coke in 35 languages, so yeah, trust me, I can do that. That's, the, thing. That's the important stuff.
And he doesn't have to work on it either.
Yeah, that's for sure. Okay, well, thank you for watching. It's been pretty chaotic. It's the first show back with a whole... Thank you to all of the crew tonight who have come in tonight. We've got a whole bunch of new crew. The whole idea of doing the show nowadays is to bring through new crew and to have sort of new people doing new things. So we've changed things around a lot. So obviously, as we move on in the next few weeks, things will smooth out a bit. But so stay with us for the moment. There'll be a few bumps along the way, but trust me, it'll be worth it in the end because we're trying to just change up a gear or two. And of course, one thing that, as I said, is very important every week is we have live music here in the studio. And joining us this week, of course, is Alicia Francesca, Melbourne singer-songwriter, and she's got the album that I showed you before. She's also got some social. There's her details there. She's on Facebook. She's on Spotify. She's on SoundCloud. She's on Bandcamp. She is everywhere. And if you want to get some merch and CDs like this Thoughts and Feelings, her current CD, you can go to her website as well. But right now you can hear her play us out as she sends us out with I Thought I'd Never Miss You. Good night.
You didn't want to know me back then. Never once did you say you were my friend. So many years have come and gone. I thought I'd never miss you at all. I often thought, what if things are different? Where would I be right now? Would I still love the things that I do? What if you were the person you were supposed to be? I guess I've been scared that you don't